My name is Atiku Abubakar from Ahmadu Bello University. I have this to ask. The National Biodiversity Action Plan, the Act on the Corruption of Water, the Clean Air Act, the Niger Delta Commission, the Lake Chad Basin Commission, the GGW Commission have everything in common. That is to improve the livelihood of Nigerians. That's the Alternative Livelihood Package. In your speech, you have an agenda of between now and 2030, which is just 8 years. And you know, to achieve a substantive political interlock vis-a-vis location, the human interaction, the built environment. I'm glad my brother nobody is here. We need habitat, house, wealth, money, security. And for each of these, there are timelines. Short, medium, and long. Please, Waziri, we want to know that window of timeline that you have, you can achieve this 6-term or 6 plan of 5 year, so within 8 years. Thank you very much.
Well, Binta already answered that one now.
I have one more question. And also, most of these agencies are not working in consonance with each other. Everybody is working on its own. How do you unite us, please?
There has to be a streamlining, first of all, of these agencies. In fact, one of my policies is to make sure how do we reduce even the number of agencies, because there are so many interlapping agencies that have been created by government. So that has to be resolved by realigning these agencies. And then, secondly, when it comes to the issue of funding, where you are very much concerned, I have told you how I intend to use the private sector to get involved in funding some of these projects. Because we don't have the money, I said it. So where are we going to get the money? Right now, if we are talking about housing, there is an oversupply of housing in Abuja. You know why? Simply because there is money laundering. But the oversupply of housing is not housing that caters for the ordinary man, for the poor man. What you can do is to identify those investors in housing. Come. Yeah, you are building houses for medium and high income groups. I want you to build houses for low income, these people who don't have houses. If you build the houses, I will give you tax incentive. I will give you this, I will give you that. They will do it. They will do it. The point is that, well, I hope, pardon me, if I'm approaching governance like a businessman. I am a businessman. But governance nowadays is managing business. If you don't know how to manage business, don't get involved in governance, because you will be a failure.
Thank you very much. Of any political party that is female. Is there in PDP, sir? I think Mr. Ayu is here. Time. Let me finish it. Time. Any political party, they will give you woman leader and they say there's need with the women. That woman leadership should be dissolved. We don't want it anymore. Maybe if we abolish it, maybe one day there will be a female chairperson in the party. We have a lot of our girl child that are uneducated. We have so many problems. We have early child marriages, health-wise. We have women in the local areas, in the rural areas that die while we have so many problems. And you are one of my problems.
Ajarabi, if you want a women problem to be solved, vote PDP.
That guy.
Because we are the only government or administration that have met the very minimum of the Beijing Declaration of 30% women representation, either in cabinet or in other. And in fact, if you vote for me, you will get more. You know why you will get more? Are you with me? Are you with me? You know why you will get more with me? Because I was brought up by my mom. After my father died long time ago. So that's why in my last presentation I said I directed my bank to give 80% of their loan to women. And because of that, we moved out 45,000 families out of poverty. And because of that, we have 90% repayment. 90% repayment by women. They will pay loan. And they will utilize it to improve their family, to send their children to school, and even to support their husbands to marry another one. So, if you want to see the rise of women, vote PDP, vote Atiku.
Irredentism has taken over the country. We only hear of Yoruba race and Igbo nation. When people are talking about Nigeria, from where I'm sitting, I notice it's only northerners. I'm talking as a northerner, not as a pan-Nigerian. It's only northerners that are talking about Nigeria. People talk about Igbo nation, Yoruba race, and so on and so forth. In this context, I've been profiled. I've been denied opportunities to go to certain parts of the country. I've been maligned. Criminality and banditry have been ethnicized. And it has been identified with me. In presentation, you are talking about presentation. I didn't hear you talk about how you intend to make me feel another. Top programs of this government, like the rural grazing area, like the NLTP, the National Livestock Transformation Program, and open ranching or open ranching against open grazing, have not been realized because the government have been susceptible to blackmail. How do you intend to make me feel a Nigerian? To start thinking like a Nigerian? I am thinking as a northerner now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. To be honest, we northerners always think about Nigeria more than other parts of the country. This is simply because we are multi-ethnic and multi-religious. There is no any other ethnic group in the south other than Yoruba. There is no any other ethnic group in the south other than Igbo. So that's why they identify themselves as Igbo nation, Yoruba nation, whatever nation we call themselves. But in the north, what are you going? You can only identify yourself as a northern because we are multi-ethnic and multi-religious. multi-ethnic and multi-religious. When you come to there, you give an example of grazing or open grazing. One, I am a manufacturer of livestock feed, from cattle to poultry. Two, I have more than 1,000 heads of cattle. They have never moved out of one location. So it's simply introducing modern methods of looking after our livestock. No more, no less. I had a very big quarrel with the governor of Kaduna on his accusation of Fulani this, Fulani that. Big quarrel with him. I said, I'm Fulani. Why should you categorize all Fulanis? And he admitted even his own ethnic group are stealing his own cow. I said, then why are you not calling all thieves? They are all thieves also.
Thank you, Thank you.
So, it's just that we have to improve on the way and manner we look after our livestock. They have 1,000 years of cattle there. They have never moved out. And I'm a manufacturer, as I told you, of livestock feed. From cattle to chicken, whatever. I manufacture them and I sell. So it's a question of introducing modern ways of how we tender, our livestock. Finish.
Thank you very much. I also now want to invite the committee.
Northerners are watching you now, and in the next few days, they will hear or they will see you. Please tell the Northerners why, out of all the presidential candidates, they should trust you and not anybody else with their votes and their trust, and why you are the best candidate that can lead the North and Nigeria through change. Please, talk to the Northerner direct.
Well, Madam Northerner. Oh, Madam Northerner. I have been in politics now for 3 decades. Alaji Akwande Sakin Kwande or Professor Ango. 35. And I have traversed the whole of this country.
Yes, yes, yes.
I know the whole of this country.
Yes.
I have built bridges across this country. I think what the average Northerner needs is somebody who is from the north and who also understands the other parts of Nigeria and who has been able to build bridges across the rest of the country. This is what the Northerner needs. He doesn't need a Yoruba candidate or an Igbo candidate. This is what the Northerner needs. So I believe I stand before you as a pan-Nigerian of Northern origin. Thank you very much.
To perform better. Because right now, most of you will agree the local government system is not working in many states. And number 2, how much longer will the Naira continue to die? Your Excellency, we are of the same generation and we knew the Naira was $1.50. Today it is 740 naira to $1. Is there any way of controlling the appetite of Nigerians for irresponsible importation? Because if we don't, this is how the French Revolution happened. Unnecessary devaluation of their currency for too long. Thank you.
How do to definitely correct these challenges that have been brought to us by it. We did it before when we came in 1999. We lifted the economy virtually from bottom to the top. Nigerians said we didn't know how to do it. I think they said they have some program where they say when you have two wives, you know which one is better. So Nigerians have now tested PDP and APC. Yawa Nikimagai. So I believe we have the capacity to stabilize the value of the naira. When it started sliding down, I cried and cried. I said, look, it is time we stop this. It is time we merge the parallel market with the official business. But then that has not been done. We now have maybe about 4 exchange rates. Never heard of it. I'm not an economist, but I listen to economists. And every economist that I have listened to have told me that it is wrong. So I believe we have the capacity and we have the experience to merge the exchange rate to a level where international investors will be comfortable to bring in their money, and also Nigerians themselves will be comfortable with the value of their currency.
Thank you very much, Excellency.
How do we help the local government system be more efficient? Again, I want to go back. When I was Vice President, I used to be in charge of local government. So, and I directed the Ministry of Finance. I said all local government allocations must be transferred straight to the local government. But then the system was going on very well, and the local governments were functional. And then later on, I was overruled and was told that the local government funding must go through the states to a so-called joint account. And from joint account, we don't know where the money went. So I believe it is something that we can also correct. For sure, we can correct it. And the local government can function better. I used to tell some of these local government chairmen, I said when I was growing up, the people who were running our local government or native authorities system were either grade 3 or grade 2 at most. And yet they ran a local government system that was very, very efficient, very accountable, and we were all educated from local government sources. No oil money would go, it was only taxation. My parents were paying poll tax, cattle tax, gold tax, market stall tax, radio tax, bicycle tax. This was all the sources. Abi, those of you, my elders who are here, Waziri, Bauchi, and others. These were the taxes that were the local governments were collecting. There is no allocation at all. So we can reinvent how the local government system can be funded, can be managed, and then we can have the best results from that reorganization. God bless you all.
I want to give Nigerian citizenship is the issue central to Nigerianness. From 1960 to today, Nigerian citizenship has been losing value and respect. It has diminished a position that while the Constitution has guaranteed a Nigerian citizen to move around the country in freedom, safety, and peace, and to live in any part of the country, to pursue his livelihood in any part of the country, in reality, it is not so. It is not only now within the context of Nigerian territory, but even within the international community, Nigerian citizenship is losing its value to the degree that visas are not being given to Nigerians by many countries today. So I'm wondering what the former vice president and candidate would do with his experience to help restore that dignity, that value, that meaning of Nigerian citizenship.
Thank you very much, Malam Sulayama. Definitely there is need for an administration to look into that. One, I believe the issue of citizenship should be looked into.
If I block you, look like you.
What do I mean by the issue of citizenship should be looked into it? In other words, there must be, every Nigerian must be given
When I block you, you will look for me.
under the law the right of citizenship wherever you may decide to be. What I mean by that, at the 1994 Constitutional Conference, we have made a draft proposition on the issue of residency, where we made it, or we made a provision where a term of residency spanning either 2 years or 3 years will give you, wherever you reside, the right of a citizenship. But it was vehemently opposed, mostly by our southern counterparts.
I don't think so. It's not.
Not by even northern. Because I remember our group was then led by the late Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua. So there, if you could also recollect, in one of the transitions of President Babangida, in one of his transition laws, there was a provision which made it your right to contest an election once you reside in a locality for 2 years and you are paying your taxes and so on and so forth. But of course, it was a transition provision. So the moment that transition, and you know IBB had several transitions. So the moment that transition was over, that law lapsed. So I think the process of nationhood is a continuous process. Up till now, after more than 200 years old, there are still some parts of the United States who are saying they don't want to be part of the United States. So it's a process of nation building. I am optimistic with a reasonably responsible and just leadership that can give every part of this country a sense of belonging, we will achieve, and we can achieve nationhood. We came in 1999 with government of national unity. If we had not formed that government of national unity, there wouldn't have been peace and stability, and we wouldn't have been able to govern. I believe, again, we have gone backwards to warrant. That's why I announced, when I announced my candidature, I said, if I win and you vote for me, I will form a government of national unity. Simply because peace, unity, and stability is prerequisite for a purposeful government that can bring about prosperity and unity. So I believe it is achievable and we can achieve it. We should not lose hope on that because some people are negative in their tendencies. We can't stop them from being negative. We are a democracy anyway. So even as of today, there are some people who are agitating for breakup in the United States after 200 and other years of independence. God bless you all. Thank you. Dealing with corruption is multi-dimensional. But I think I have given some examples before in some of my public speeches.
Hey, pass now.
And even my experience. When we came into office, we had evidence from the investigative bodies of list of people who stole money and where the money was being kept. So I walked up to the president and said, Mr. President, you know what? Say what? I said, if we say we are going to prosecute all these people, we will spend the next 10 years until we leave office. We will not jail them, we will not get the money. He said, so what do you propose? I said, I propose we set up a panel. Call each and every one of them confidentially. And he set up a panel. He made me chairman, made the Attorney General a member, made the South National School a member. And we started calling them one by one. He said, okay, we have evidence you have stolen so much. This is where the money is. Return the money. We'll give you 2% or 5%. And within a few months, we collected 2.8 billion US dollars. 2.8 billion US dollars. Since then, no government has been able to recover stolen money. And some of the people that will recover money have even returned to Nigeria, contested elections, they were in the National Assembly, they are governors and so on and so forth. This is one way you can deal with corruption. Another way you can also deal with corruption is to make sure that the loopholes that allows public officers to be corrupt are blocked. The loopholes that are in our system or in our procedures that allow public officers to steal money. You cannot be sitting down, let's say, head of state, and you don't know what your ministers are doing, you don't know what your directors are doing, you don't know what anybody is. Not possible. Anyway, not with Atiku. Maybe with somebody else. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to call what will I do?
Next year by now, there will still be flood in Abuja and in Jigawa and most part of northern parts of the country. Because we've been warned last time, they have flood this year. And if nothing is done, there will be the same flood next year. And over 5 million persons have been displaced from their residences. And there have been remediations
been proposed, like dredging of the river, Kateja, Komadugu, Yobe, and so on, to narrow the flood plains to ensure that water channels in the Chad reduce flood. I don't know if the government are coming to head has a plan for managing the ecology, especially as what's going in northern Nigeria. Thank you.
Well, I can assure you we do, because there was also flood in Adamawa. Virtually all parts of northern Nigeria have experienced this flooding. And again, unfortunately, when we came into this administration, we found that there were contracts that were awarded for dredging of River Niger. Contracts awarded, paid. Up till today. Now, so I believe that these are projects that are fundamental to the realization of our food security, particularly in the north, and also our agriculture. Again, some of these dams can be turned into medium or small and medium hydroelectricity projects. I propose that in our second term, by 2005, we would have been self-sufficient in electricity. But that proposal was not, or was rather rejected. So all these rivers and dams, for instance, you have so many dams in the northwest. All what you need to do is bring the turbines, install them, and you generate power. You distribute within the northwest. You don't even have to upgrade your transmission. You can do that in the northeast, you can do that in the north central, and so on and so on. So these are some of the projects that you can divert this flooding into these dams to create mini power stations. I remember President Ramos of the Philippines. I used to give an example. By the time he came into power in Philippines, the whole of Philippines was in darkness. So what he did, he made provision for regional power stations. And within 2 years, the whole of Philippines was lit up. So anytime, anywhere he appears, he say Ramos, they will say power, 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 power. Because there was power, there was light everywhere in the Philippines. But the policy of government of trying to centralize as much as possible power generation, power transmission for a diverse country like Nigeria is wrong.
Thank you very much. We have actually come to the